Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the 7th episode of Houseki no Kuni. So, honestly, this has become one of my favorite anime of the season, if not my favorite. So, I have a lot to say about the last episode and some thoughts on the series in general, so this intro thing is probably going to be fairly long, at least a good few minutes, so if you want to skip past it to the reaction, I understand. So, to get into it, last episode. I really enjoyed last episode. It was probably one of my favorites so far. We got some focus on Yellow Diamond and her partner Zircon, who kind of lost her head there in the beginning. Apparently Yellow Diamond is like the oldest of the gems, it seems like. And according to her, she's lost every partner that she's ever been with. Despite that, foes seem to be willing to jump at the opportunity to be partners with her. But of course Yellow wasn't having any of that. But foes attempting to convince Yellow to, partner up with her was hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. And eventually, because Phos wants to join the battle, she has her new fancy legs and she thinks she can do it, even if she can't, hold that extremely heavy sword. So she was partnered up with the Amethyst twins, because they don't really want groups of 3, so the compromise there was kind of, the twins, which are 2 gems in 1. One of the most interesting things about the episode, though, was when Kongo-sensei was asking Phos about, what she remembered from the sea. She didn't remember much because she lost part of her body and thus her memories. But she mentioned humans, and that word really triggered a reaction out of Kongo-sensei. Like, the most shock I've seen on his face at all. And what was interesting is right after that, Yellow Diamond says humans, as if she doesn't know what it is. In this same episode, we established that she is, like, the oldest gem. So it's something that she doesn't know about, but Kongo-sensei clearly does. And I got the impression that he didn't want anyone else to know about this. And so, which got me thinking, what is Kongo-sensei? He's clearly not a gem. Like, for one thing, he looks just in general different than the rest of them. And Ventricosis, I think she commented that she couldn't eat him. Like, it was kind of an offhanded, mark, and the translation might be a factor, but that made me think, like, he's not a gem. So what is he? Well, we found out, like, a few episodes ago, that humans pretty much branched off into 3 different evolutions. The bone, the gems, the flesh, the Amirabilis, and the soul, the Lunarians. What if he's kind of like a human, but like with those parts put back together? Like the bone and flesh and soul put back together in one being, Kongo-sensei. That was just a weird theory I had. It's probably, way out there, just my tinfoil hat theory. But yeah, I do want to learn more about exactly what he is, because he's extremely overpowered. Like, Bort seems to be the most powerful of the gems, and he's at least a league above her. And yeah. But yeah, like I said, the last episode was really great in general. Just Phos is always entertaining. Like, she's my favorite character easily in the series. Though Diamond is definitely up there with her wagging her tail and everything. And yeah, also at the end when the Amethyst twins were attacked, we saw there's like these blue spikes crushing him. And the spikes were blue, of course. And Yellow Diamond mentioned before that Sapphire was one of the gems that were abducted by the Lunarians. So I was thinking that's what that was. Because we know the Lunarians use gems as part of their weaponry. Like in episode 1 we had that. They were able to recover enough of the gems of one of them to put like an arm together that Rutiel was just kind of walking with. And yeah, I have no idea how many minutes I've been talking about so far, so let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, this is about where we left off. One thing I did forget to mention. Phos is not combat ready, so she really couldn't have done much to actually help in the situation, but she does have her speed, so she really should have ran for help like as soon as the Lunarians showed up. Because she really was there just to help look out, so. So I do think Bort's been a little bit too harsh with her there. But yeah, I assume they can recover Amethyst just fine, as well as the Sapphire, if that is what that was, pieces. But it was her first real battle, so you really can't blame someone for freezing up like that. But, at the end of the day, that's what she should have done. She should have rung the bell, I think is what they do when they have a Lunarian sighting. And she could have got there very quickly with those legs. Yeah, she's not gonna feel too well after that. Like, I'm not mad at her or anything. Yeah, that really was a big part of it as well. Trying to show off for the newbie. Alex just running in because, of course, I ran into a Lunarian, so she's all over that. Voiced by Kugamiri, I believe. Yeah, so it was Sapphire, so I was right about that. And apparently Sapphire's harder than Amethyst. On the Mohs scale. At least I would assume so if it broke her. She's gone. Yeah, Alex can be a bit of a handful, just kind of running away. And I doubt she wants to talk about it. And she's pretty good at running away. Yeah, there was one other thing I forgot to mention is Yellow Diamond trying to catch Phos. She still has not found a new job for Cinnabar. Oh, and yeah, Hibernation was the name of this episode too. So I'm interested to see what that's about. Because it's, clearly snowing. Would they need to hibernate, though? I mean, their food is essentially sunlight. So I guess if it was, a really cloudy season, that'd be a bit of an issue. But yeah, when Ventricosis was explaining that whole, the whole bone, flesh, and soul thing, she said that it was just, a figure of speech. But that is what got me thinking, about Kongo-sensei. What if he was all that put back together into one being? Because he's clearly more powerful than any gem, any Lunarian, any Amabilis, whatever the flesh was called. And we learned about Phos's motivation, like she wants to be helpful to her beloved Kongo-sensei, essentially. Everyone's reaction to that was hilarious. Yeah, hibernation. Oh wow, that snow built up quickly. Was that Phos that fell? And I still really feel bad for Jade getting forgotten by Phos. Because I always felt like Jade was one of the few people that actually cared about Phos. So she was really dejected after that. It's a ghost. Who else would it be, really? In other words, you asked Cinnabar to sleep with you. Phos is my favorite character, but I like the vast majority of the characters. I think Bort's like the only one I don't really care for. How many times has she called her a quack in this show? You really shouldn't piss off the only doctor. Yeah, so it is a lack of sunny days. That's the issue. I figured. And art to this side. So we are getting a new gym. Wow. That's really cool. No pun intended. She's like usually liquid, but when it's cold enough, she finally becomes a gem. That's really cool. Do they need the outfit changed? I mean, it's a nice little slumber party. And then the rest of the series is them all sleeping. So yeah, Kongo Sensei's clearly not a gem. That much I know for sure. Otherwise he'd be hibernating with them. Those high heels. That. Antarcticite. Does she have like a nickname? I mean, most of them have an easier to pronounce nickname, like Fos. That's a little bit sad, though. She finally wakes up, everybody else is sleeping, and all she has is Kongo Sensei. And Cinnabar, I guess. Since Cinnabar doesn't need sunlight. Which is why she has the whole night patrol thing. I just got to sleep. I guess she wanted alone time with Kongo Sensei. I love you, Fos. Hey, she finally got a partner. A big difference of enthusiasm, though. It's not that big of a difference. Yeah, she's a little bit different than last year. You could say that. But she's really not combat ready, so... Of course, she doesn't have to worry about Lunarians during the winter. For the most part. You really shouldn't push yourself, though. But you still need to figure out something for Cinnabar to do. It's pretty much a winter wonderland. How deep is that snow? And she's down. Of course, Antarctica Pukasite is more used to the snow than she is. Carry me. Does it work like that? I feel like that would just be harder, Fos. I mean, I guess it's better than not moving at all. It's pretty much like a slug. I guess she's doing her best Ventricosis impression. Oh, wow. I see. So it's like a sinking ship. Like, I was about to comment it almost looked like a ship, but then it started sinking like one. That is really not a pleasant sound. That's screeching. How about this was last episode? Please make that stop. Yeah, it disturbs me as well. Oh, wow. Man, that takes some skill. Like, her high heel landed on that perfectly. That went by too quick in a screenshot, but I'll consider that being thumbnail. Yeah, let me get right on that. Wonderful indeed. Yeah, so don't do that. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Fos tries. But to say the episode better not be over. You know, she's not even completely used to her new legs, and now we have her running on ice. Am I the only one that sees a problem with this? That wasn't bad, though. Like, if she was really able to do that, she's improved with her legs a lot. She is so fragile. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Rutiel is hibernating as well. So that's their only doctor gone. So hopefully Antarctica Lee can do some repair herself. Bye, Fos. Interesting how we heard the echo of her scream after the visually already transferred to this scene. you, yeah, you would not want to wake up boards. I wouldn't wish on anyone. Because it blocks out all the light. Ow. She's coming in handy. You're the one that wanted to be awake, Fos. You have no business complaining. Almost sounds like a baby crying. Well, she has been doing this alone for how many years? So it's not like she needs your help. Who was that? Well, she has a little bit of a crack there. Antark, okay, that I can pronounce. Yeah, this is the same person that talks to slugs. Well, she understood that one pretty well. You know, I think I finally found the perfect job for Fos, an interpreter. You can tell she's the youngest and most naive of the gems. Not saying she's wrong, but... She really likes her head pats. Close thing to praise she's gotten for a while. Yeah, so let's chop more of you off. Of course, if she keeps doing that, there will be no phospholite left of her. I'm not good at pronouncing gem names, guys. It's part of the reason why I like Diamond. I can pronounce that one. Yeah, you're really considering chopping off your limbs. That's a little bit dark. I mean, do you have even any more of that substance to use as arms? You'd probably have to go back to the sea to try to get more. Which you'd want to do before chopping off your arms. That is so creepy. And Fos has gotten eaten before. And not to mention, more loss of her gem would mean more memories lost. Cinnabar will what? I was hoping she wouldn't fall in the water. Man, that's gotta be cold. And it bit her arms off. Really, we can't afford to lose any more of her. At this rate, she's not gonna remember her own name. Hopefully they can get that back. Though Phos falls to pieces so often, it's, kind of hard to feel particularly shocked when she loses more of her parts. Just like I said, hopefully we can get those back. Because if she forgets Cinnabar, that will be really sad. Cinnabar already has trust issues with other people, not believing in her promise, Phos' promise at all to help her find something new. And if Phos just completely forgets about Cinnabar, that's gonna hurt Cinnabar a lot. Even if she doesn't want to admit it. She does have a little bit of faith in Phos. I am curious how long this hibernation thing is going to last, in regards to the series. Like, how many episodes? Wow, is, Antark surfing? And Lunarians show up. Phos is not doing so hot. And some nice concept art there. And yeah, credits. So that was the 7th episode of Houseki no Kuni. Another really great episode. I just love this series so much, and just Phos as a character. We know the real reason why Phos didn't hibernate, because the show would be much less entertaining if Phos wasn't around. If we literally only had Antark to, to follow. Just her trying to cozy up with Kongo-sensei. And of course, Cinnabar doing her own thing, as she usually does. So yeah, in this episode we had the hibernation, which everyone is sleeping aside from Phos, Antark, who woke up for this, when everybody else goes to bed, so almost like being nocturnal kind of deal. And Cinnabar, doing her night patrol and everything. And Kongo-sensei, who obviously doesn't need to hibernate because he's not a gem, most likely. And yeah, Antark was not particularly happy that Phos was still awake. Just kind of ruined her alone time. But in the end, she accepted her to be her new partner, to help her out with her ice crushing. I'm not sure really what you would call that job, but I guess these ice things with microorganisms, similar to what the gem have, the microorganisms that allow them to be sentient. Apparently they're worried about them making noise and waking up the hibernating gems, especially Port, who you do not want to wake up. And apparently Phos was hearing voices, and Kongo-sensei kind of just told her, don't worry about it, ignore it, it's fine. But she kept hearing more voices, to the point where, they literally bit her arms off. Because Antark, I think it was, that brought up the subject of, hey, your legs are amazing. It makes you far more useful. What if you had arms that were like that as well? You might actually be a valuable asset to the team. And she kind of seemed to have taken that to heart, contemplating chopping her own arms off, which, not a good idea, because I don't think they have much more of that substance just lying around. They'll have to go back to the sea and see if they can get more of it, before they start chopping limbs off. And that's not even getting into the fact that would be more lost memories, which she really can't afford to lose anymore. She's only been alive for 300 years, so that's not a whole lot of memories to begin with, compared to some of the other gems. And yeah, it would just be, it's the trade-off that's debatably not worth it. But yeah, she's definitely gotten a hang of her legs, though. That much is for certain. She was actually able to pull off some of the really cool, skillful moves that Antark was able to. On ice, no less. And Phos, like, she's usually hibernating at this time, so even with her normal legs, I would think she would have some difficulty navigating around like that, doing this job. But no, she's pretty much got it down. It is kind of hard to tell how much time has really passed with this show, because these are immortal beings. So, you know, there could be years passing by and it would seem like days to us. And yeah, obviously a decent amount of time has passed because the snow's like, 3 feet deep or whatever. And yeah, I am curious to know more about like what it was that ate Phos's arms, like what that deal is. If they can get the arms back, hopefully they can. So yeah, I think that's enough rambling. So let me know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of my reaction in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.